My beloved child, in this very moment, do not rush to touch your work, and do not let your mind wander for even another heartbeat. Something is threading its way quietly, weaving through your thoughts, making you believe all is well, while it is in truth eroding your soul little by little. Open your heart and listen, for what I am about to say is not a threat, but a mercy, a rescue before the door closes. There are times when darkness does not come with a roar, but with a honeyed whisper. It does not snatch away your light at once. It gently shifts how you see, how you believe, how you love. And then one day you awaken beneath a counterfeit light, imagining you still walk with me, while in reality you have strayed far. Darkness does not need sword or spear to destroy. It asks only for a reasonable thought, something that looks right, sounds wise, appears wholesome. It comes as a friend, a good counsel, a small voice in the mind, persuading you that you are discerning enough to decide without asking me. There in that place the enemy sows a seed, a tiny seed, that when it sprouts turns truth into haze and righteousness into mere feeling. I have seen many souls fall not for blatant evil, but for choices that seemed right. When darkness wraps itself in the garment of light, people become easily blind, easily mistaken, quick to believe they are on the true path. It does not hurl you off a cliff. It nudges you off course, only a little more, until the distance between you and me is wide enough that you no longer hear my voice. But I, the one who keeps watch over every beat of your heart, will not let this pass in silence. Each time you feel a restlessness, it is not fear, it is the warning I have set within you. Whenever something feels off amid what seems good, it is true light trying to pierce the veil of falsehood that darkness has spread. Do not smother that whisper, for it is I who am trying to rouse you before it is too late. The enemy of your soul is not loud. It does not charge through the front door. It slips through the narrowest crack of your mind. It does not demand you renounce me. It deftly teaches you to doubt. It does not force you to sin. It trains you to rationalize sin with good intentions. Its craft is to make you believe that a wrong can be right if spoken gently and with sympathy. It borrows the language of light to plant darkness in the human heart. But I, the truth, have come to expose it, so you will not be lulled by the illusion of virtue in disguise. For darkness does not fear the one who has not yet seen. It fears the one whose eyes have been opened. And today I desire to open yours. My child, do you know this? The gravest danger is not darkness itself, but believing you are standing in the light. Some live their whole lives never realizing the enemy of their souls does not look grotesque or rage with terror. It speaks softly, even quoting my word to persuade them away from me. It needs only for you to believe that I am not as strict as Scripture says, that a small compromise is harmless. But child, every concession is like opening your door to a thief at first, a gentle breeze, and then everything is taken. As Scripture says, Satan disguises himself as an angel of light, 2 Corinthians 1:1-4, and whoever cannot discern true light will soon be swallowed by its counterfeit glow. I see your weariness not from bodily burdens, but because your soul is stretched thin between what is true and what is almost true. Darkness need not make you hate me. It only needs to make you slowly believe you no longer need me. It plants in you a sense of independence, a confidence misplaced, and then it loosens the sacred cord between father and child. When you stand on your own feet and forget the one who fashioned those feet, you begin to walk a fog-laden road where reason stands in for faith and feeling supplants my word. You do not notice you are lost because you still see light, but it is a light of your own making, not mine. I have watched many souls once ablaze grow cold because they did not recognize such cunning schemes. People are not deceived because they are foolish, but because they long for ease. Darkness knows this better than any. It does not arrive to shatter, it arrives to soothe. It croons, Do not worry, God still loves you. Just do what seems right to you, and you believe it because the words feel warm and tender. But true love is never severed from truth. I love you, yet my love is no indulgence. When I warn you, it is not to make you afraid, but to make you awake. Every silence of mine in your heart is not distance. It is a reminder, he who has ears, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches, Revelation 2:7. And when you realize you have been deceived, do not run away in shame. I never close the door to those who return. Darkness wants you to believe you have gone too far, that there is no way back. But remember, child, there is no night so thick that my light cannot break through. You need only stop. With a single breath that calls my name, I will be where you have fallen. I do not require you to understand everything. I ask you to believe again. When you admit you were deceived, that is the first step of victory. For in my kingdom, confession is never weakness, only the brave dare face themselves. And when you rise, do not merely flee the dark, learn to recognize it. I want you not only to escape, but to stand firm. Do not fear when I allow you to see. What is wrong in the world for discernment is a blessing. I am training your eyes to tell true, from false your ears to hear my voice amid 1,000 lies. You will walk through many places where light and shadow interlace, where feelings cannot keep you alive. Remember, whenever you sense a warning stir within, it means I am very near. And if you can still hear me, you have never truly been lost. My child, while you have been preoccupied with things that seem right, I have called your name again and again in the quiet. Not with thunder or wonders, but with something small, a nameless unease, a hollow ache creeping in even when all around you seems sufficient. That is my voice, yet you have brushed it aside, thinking you were merely tired or overly sensitive. Child, that is not a passing feeling. It is the warning I send to your soul. When you begin to drift from the bright path, my first act is not punishment, but awakening. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Hebrews 3:1-5. But how many times have you heard and then walked on in silence as though I were only some distant echo of conscience? Know this. Your safety does not lie in how much you know, but in whether you will listen. Darkness dreads the obedient, for obedience is a shield it cannot pierce. It tells you, I want you weak, that to obey is to lose your freedom. But child, true freedom is not doing as you wish. It is living in my will without the prison of fear. When you still believe you know best for yourself, you unwittingly make yourself a blind helmsman, steering the soul's vessel through a midnight sea. I remain there shining, waiting for you to lift your eyes. Obedience is not humiliation. It is your return to where you belong. I know you do not want to be controlled. You fear losing your say, fear another choosing for you, even me. But child, I do not seek to control you. I long to protect you from what you cannot see. Like a father taking the hand of a small child about to cross the street, not to coerce but to save from the speeding car, so I do not demand your obedience to gratify authority, but because beyond my arm's darkness always lies in wait. When I say do not step, it is not a limitation, it is the wall where peace is kept. Every word I speak, however firm it may sound, is steeped in love, for I know that if you hesitate even a moment, the enemy will not. Yet to hear my voice, you must learn to be still amid 1,000 noises. I do not speak into chaos, but into quiet. I do not shout to compete for your attention. I wait for you to desire to listen. You need not seek me in lofty places, for I whisper within you day by day. When you are wounded, I speak through your tears. When you are weary, I speak through your breath. When you have no strength left to pray, I speak through silence, so you may know I am there even in the hollow space. Simply stop, cease your explaining. Let go of your urge to control, for at times the only thing I ask of you is surrender. I see in you the longing to hear me again, and I see the fear of being overruled still lingering. You imagine obedience erases the self, yet it is the path by which you recover the self lost to the clamor. Obedience does not make you small. It makes you more like me, able to love, to know, to discern. As you walk by my word, you need not live in second guessing, for your feet stand on firm ground. Each time you choose to listen, heaven opens a door. There you will understand that wakefulness is not dread of the dark, but recognition that the true light already lives within you. The time will come when you realize the call is not only to rise, but to step out, to leave the familiar, to leave the false safe haven which darkness has painted for you. For hearing alone is not enough, you must follow. My child, there comes a moment when true love can no longer remain a feeling. It must become an act, an unflinching act of turning from what draws you away from me. There are things you deem harmless, people you trust as unintentional, yet they are draining your faith by the day. I know that letting go is never easy, for the heart fears losing more than it fears straying. You cling not because you are weak, but because you have confused love with dependence. But child, not all warmth is from me, and not every loss is a loss of blessing. When I take something away, it is never to harm you, but to rescue you from the very thing you grip. If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. Matthew 1:6-4. I know you have prayed for peace and for strength, but peace cannot be sown into a field choked with weeds, and strength cannot grow among chains. There are relationships, habits, and thoughts that seem good, yet are boring holes in your soul little by little. You say you are trying to endure for love, but I see the light fading from your eyes. I do not want you to endure along the wrong road. I want you to release so you may live. Only when you dare to loosen your grip on what is not from me can I take your hand. Let me clear that place, even if it must hurt, for that pain is the incision through which the light enters. Letting go is not a betrayal of the past, but a fidelity to the present, where I am waiting for you. You once thought that being set apart meant loneliness, but I tell you it is the road to holiness. When I draw you out of the crowd, it is not because you are not good enough, but because you are chosen to be different. You feel out of place, because I am pulling you away from the noise that keeps you from hearing my voice. There are seasons when you must be alone, not because I abandon you, but because I am training you to stand when the world is shaking. When I take away, I am preparing to give. When I am silent, I am teaching you to recognize my voice among 1,000 others. My child, do not resist when I begin to prune. No vine I trim is ever cut without purpose, for only then can the life sap surge into what remains. You are not losing, you are being made new. But to understand this, you must see with the eyes of faith, not the eyes of fear. The loneliness you feel is only the surface of a deeper work. I am purifying you, so you can hear more clearly, love more purely, and live more boldly. You cannot hold my hand while clinging to the dark. Once you choose me, you will have to release. Yet in that release, you will find yourself again the child I fashioned from the very beginning. And when you dare to step out of those bindings, you will notice a strange thing. The world seems the same, but you are no longer who you were. Everything still moves as it did, but your heart has changed, lighter, brighter, freer. The call of temptation fades, and only my whisper remains. You will understand that being set apart is not distance, but being kept for me. There I will mend, restore, and renew your soul. My child, when your soul grows quiet after seasons of surrender, I begin to teach you a deeper thing, discernment. For if letting go is stepping out of the dark, discernment is knowing which light is true. Some things sound right, seem good, even feel peaceful, yet they are not from me. The world has learned to mimic my voice. Well, it uses sweet words, gentle melodies, even my word twisted to bend your soul off its course. I know it is hard for you to see, because human eyes rely on reason while discernment requires a heart anointed. My sheep hear my voice. I know them, and they follow me. John 1:0-7. This is not a gift reserved for the flawless, but the privilege of those who sincerely desire to live near me. Remember, the darkness does not fear those who pray, but it trembles before those who listen. For when you begin to hear my true voice, not the echo of desire or emotion, you will no longer be easily led astray. My voice never shoves you into fear nor lulls you into illusion. My voice comes gentle, yet resolute. It comforts, and it also calls you to wakefulness. I do not speak to stroke your feelings, but to lead you to the freedom of your soul. When a voice rises within and urges you on, ask, does it leave you at peace, or does it force you to justify yourself? For my voice always draws you into the light, while the enemy's voice always drives you to self-defense in the light shadows. Discernment is not the power to foresee the future, but the grace to recognize the present. When I place a strange unease within you, a warning without a clear reason, do not dismiss it. It is your soul reacting to the counterfeit around you. You feel ill at ease in a conversation, though the words are sweet. You feel unsettled as you plan to act, though it appears right. That is my voice, my child. I do not smash the door with a hammer. I only knock softly. Those sensitive to the Holy Spirit will notice. Those too busy, too rational will assume I'm just imagining things. But I tell you truly, your soul never imagines what I have already sown. I want you to learn to know me in the smallest details, in a glance, in silence, in the counsel of another. For discernment does not spring from knowledge, but from intimacy with me. When you remain close to me long enough, you will find something wondrous. My voice may be small, but it cannot be mistaken. It does not hurry you. It invites you. It does not drive you out. It draws you near. When you hear my voice, you know it is mine, because your heart is illumined, even if my word hurts at first. Discernment is not choosing what sounds pleasant, but choosing what is true. Sometimes, my light at the beginning may glare and make you blink. But if you keep your eyes open a little longer, everything becomes so clear, you will no longer wish to return to the dimness. My child, I know the journey of hearing, understanding, and trusting. My voice is not easy. You will doubt, fear being wrong, fear that you misheard. But I say to you, it is safer to err while seeking my voice than to be correct while heeding the dark. For I do not reproach the sincere who mishear, but I grieve for those who choose to ignore. Keep coming near, keep asking, keep waiting. As you spend time in my presence, the true and the false will separate on their own. Then you will know discernment is not for judging others, but for guarding your heart from deceit. My child, to be awake yet not act is like seeing a fire and sitting still in a burning house. Many souls hear my voice, know what is right, and yet remain where they are waiting for one more sign while the enemy never waits. It delays you with whispers, not yet, it will be fine. And that very delay becomes the cord that ties your soul. When I call you out, do not wait for your feelings to align. True faith does not need emotion to begin, only obedience. Faith without works is dead, James 2:6. I do not desire that your faith be merely words, but steps, trembling, perhaps slow, perhaps but real. I know you are afraid. Afraid of losing the familiar, of facing the uncertain, of being wounded once more if you step out. But my child, I never promised you would not feel the wind. I promised you would not sink. Like Peter in the storm, he could walk on water as long as he kept his eyes on me. When he looked away, he began to go under. So when you act in faith, do not look at the circumstances or at your fear. Look at me. I am the one who called you out, and I, myself, will keep you standing. You will discover that peace is not found where there is no storm, but where I am present in the midst of it. Remember, rising is not fighting in your own strength, but yielding control back to me. Sometimes your action is not some grand deed. It is simply refusing to run any longer, daring to face what is wrong, daring to stop in the rush of life, daring to say enough to what is not of me. Every small act, even a feeble prayer, carries the power to turn the whole soul, for when you choose the side of light, all heaven stands with you. And when you feel your weakest, that is when I am fighting for you. Do not forget you are not called to live on the defensive, but to overcome. Yet action without my covering will only exhaust you. Therefore, when you step out, step beneath my shelter like a child crossing a battlefield yet at peace, because the Father's hand is holding tight. Understand that true strength is not in how much you accomplish, but in whose you are. Hide yourself in my word, for it is the shield against every arrow. Let the Holy Spirit lead you, for he is the wind that knows the way home. Do not act in haste or by impulse, for the darkness is skilled at counterfeiting zeal. When you are in me, every step you take, however small, bears weight in eternity. In time you will see that every battle is not to wear you down, but to train you. Each time you stand, you make the darkness tremble. Little by little, you will realize that peace is no longer something you must chase. It is something within you, because I am within you. Then you will know you are not merely saved, but sent to become a lamp for those still stumbling in the night. Guard that light. Do not let it go out, for it is not only your faith, it is my imprint upon your life. And as you live under my shelter, you will understand the dark is no longer something to fear, but the place where light proves its strength. That is why I do not hide you from the world. I send you into it to love, to contend, to carry life. Walk on, my child, no more retreating. For I have taught you to discern the schemes, to heed my voice, to release what is not of me. And now I want you to live. Live in the light and power, and in the unshakable love of the Father. Those who belong to the light will never be swallowed by the dark. My beloved child, there are things you clutch with trembling hands for fear of loss. Yet it is those very things that keep you lingering at the brink of harm. Some things seem precious, but are only invisible cords binding your soul, keeping you from soaring in the freedom I have ordained. Some things feel safe, but are merely thin shells hiding your anxiety. You lean on them as if they were walls of protection, while I, the only one who can truly shelter you, stand outside the door of your heart, knocking softly, waiting for you to open. I do not come to steal your joy, but to free you from what offers only fleeting pleasure. I do not come to condemn you, but to restore you, to wash the dust from your hands and place upon your head the crown of glory I prepared from ages past. You may not understand now, but everything I do is woven of love, a love that never changes, that does not fade with your weakness or failures. When I ask you to let go, it is not to leave you empty, but to give you what is real, enduring, and untakeable. What you strive to keep, you will lose. What you entrust into my hands, I will guard forever. Let me loosen each cord around your soul, the cord of fear, of regret, of self-satisfaction, of doubt. As each one falls away, you will feel the soft breath of freedom, and you will know that my love never arrives with a burden, only with peace. My child, the enemy knows well your worth in my eyes. It does not attack you because you are weak, but because you carry the strength of heaven within. It trembles when you pray, hates when you worship, and shudders when you say, "Yes, Father." So it keeps trying to dim the light in you. It keeps you busy with trifles so you forget the greatness I entrusted to you. It pours whispers into your mind. You're not enough. It's too late. You can't change anything. But I, the maker of heaven and earth, speak differently over you. You are my light in this world. I have placed in you a fire no one can quench. My word is a sharp weapon in your hand, the sword that severs every chain of fear, deceit, and self-contempt. My spirit dwells in you not as a passing breeze, but as a flame that consumes every darkness and revives what seemed dead. My angels encamp around you. They do not let you lose your way. They are an invisible yet unshakable wall, and each step you take their footprints follow. You are never alone, never forsaken. And even if you feel like a small spark in the deep night, remember it is I who kindled that spark, and the darkness has no right to extinguish what is mine. You are the treasure I keep close to, my heart the smile I behold when a new day begins. You were called by name before the first light of the world appeared. In the palm of my hand your name is engraved and will not fade. Every breath, every tear, every dream you have ever cradled, I know them all, for I am the one who formed you in the secret place and placed within you good desires that one day will blossom in my purpose. When you lose your way, I do not look away. When you fall, I am still there with open arms waiting for your return. There is no abyss deeper than my love, no darkness thicker than the light I give to you. You do not need to strain to be worthy of me, for in weakness my power is made complete. You do not need to be perfect to be loved for. My love does not arrive after conditions are met. It comes like an unfailing river flowing on until your heart opens to receive those living waters. Do not delay, my child. Do not say, tomorrow, for tomorrow may not unfold as you imagine. Every moment I grant is an opportunity to choose life, to choose light, to choose truth. Some warnings are not given to frighten you, but to keep you from the edge of the pit. Some things I speak you may not yet understand, but believe, for I see what you cannot. I see the road ahead where snares are strung like spider silk, where sweet summons are only traps cloaking their poison. I do not want you to enter and then learn in pain. I want you to trust me enough to stop and turn back, even when your reason cannot yet explain. For obedience comes before understanding, and blessing accompanies faith. My child, if you only knew how much I love you, you would never fear losing anything, for whatever you place in, my hands will be exchanged for graces beyond imagination. Let your soul grow quiet to hear my voice, not in noise but in stillness. I speak through the wind, through the dawn's first light, through the tear that slips down your cheek when you pray. I am not far away. I am in your very breath, in your heartbeat, in every moment you thought you were most alone. When you think no one understands, I understand. When you feel forgotten, I remember. When you collapse, I am the strength that lifts. When you cannot walk, I am the feet that carry you on. I know the nights you cry unseen, the mornings you smile to hide your sorrow, the times you plead, and the heavens seem silent. But my child, not one of your prayers is lost to the void. They rise like fragrance, like a song, like light piercing the night, and they touch my heart. I hear, I know, and I act sometimes not in the way you wished, but always in the way you truly need. Take courage, my own. The battles you face are not meant to destroy you, but to forge you. I do not send the storm to drown you, but to teach you to stand amid the waves. I do not allow losses to drive you to despair, but to help you discern the true worth of faith. Every tear you shed waters the seed of resilience within you. Every wound you carry bears witness that you passed through the fight and still live stronger, deeper, more beautiful. When you look back, you will see that what once caused you pain became the foundation of a faith that cannot be shaken. Beloved child, walk on even when you cannot see the path. My gaze will guide you. Believe even when the contrary wind is blowing. For when you place your trust wholly in me, the storm ceases to be an enemy and becomes the wings that lift you higher. Obey not from fear, but because you know that in obedience there is rest. Let go, not because you are losing, but because you are about to receive. Live with gratitude, for each day I give you is a new chapter in the love story between me and you, a story that will never fade. You need not search elsewhere to be loved, for the love you seek has always been here, calling your name, holding you with boundless grace. And when you whisper, "Yes, Father," the heavens will tremble, the darkness will dissolve, and the light within you will blaze brighter than ever before. I speak to you, my beloved child, for this night is not as peaceful as you suppose. When the night falls and every creature sinks into sleep, certain shadows keep their vigil. Designs move quietly through the silence, and schemes are woven in the dark, awaiting their hour. Your enemy does not sleep, does not tire, and never waits for you to be ready. It prowls when your heart is weary. It waits when you let go. It slips in when you are unguarded. That is why I lift my voice, not to threaten, but to wake your soul, to make your heart tremble with watchfulness, to remind you that the real battle is not outside, but within your own spirit. I call your name not to terrify you, but to assure you there is a loving voice keeping watch over you through the long night. I rouse you not because you have failed, but because you are encircled by deception, by the veils of this world, by things that seem harmless, yet quietly steal away your light. Child, I know there are times you feel exhausted, that life is too heavy, that no one understands or hears you. Yet I remain there in each breath you take, in every hidden tear, in those moments when you are ready to give up. I see all, I hear all, and my eyes have never left you. When you fall, I do not scold, I extend my hand. When you stray, I do not shout, I light the lamp so you can see the way home. My love seeks no repayment and does not require your perfection. It only asks that you know you are never alone. You may pass through 1,000 nights, be betrayed, be forgotten by the world, but you are never forgotten in my heart. I call you mine, not to possess you, but because I am where you belong, the home your soul was born to return to. Do you hear it? This voice does not come from some far corner of the universe, but from the depths of your own heart. I am not distant on high. I am here in your breath. When you are still, you will hear me. When you cease chasing the world, you will sense me. The enemy wants you to believe I have fallen silent, that I no longer care, that your prayers drift into nothingness. But my child, that is the subtlest of lies. I have never left, never been mute, only my voice has been muffled by the noise of fear, of busyness, of doubt. I speak to you tonight because I know dawn is coming, and when the light breaks, those who have not awakened will be blinded. I do not want you to rise in body while your soul remains asleep. Wake up, my child, wake from the sweet illusions, from the gentle invitations of the enemy. It does not come with sword and spear, but with a smile, with compromise, with what seems reasonable. It will tell you there is no need to fight, to just take it easy, that there is nothing to fear. This is how it lulls your soul into a long sleep, until when you finally see, you are already bound by the very choices that once looked harmless. I warn you not because I doubt your strength, but because you do not yet grasp all that is unfolding around you. There are battles you cannot see, foes without faces, invisible cords that coil around your mind. I want you to discern, to hear, to perceive with your spirit. For if your soul is bright, no darkness can cover you. But if your heart grows cold, even noonday light will not help you see. My dear child, I will not stop until you are safe. I will not fall silent until you are freed from the snare of the enemy. I do not want you merely to live. I want you truly alive, alive in truth, in light, in a love that cannot be moved. I will keep speaking, calling, reminding, until your heart is fully awakened. You may grow weary, but I will uphold you. You may doubt, but I will prove myself by my very presence. You may stumble, but I will make the place of your fall the ground where you learn to rise stronger. Do not be afraid, my child, for fear is the only thing the enemy needs to win. It does not have to kill you. It only needs to make you doubt yourself, to make you forget that I love you, to make you stop trusting the light within. When you believe you are useless, that I have abandoned you, that your prayers are futile already, it has won a part of the battle. But I tell you, do not believe those words, for you are still held in my hand. I love you not because you are strong, but because you are mine. I do not love you because you are flawless, but because within you is my breath, the light I placed there from the beginning. As you read these words, do not read with your eyes only. Let your soul listen. These are not merely sentences. They are living words, breath from the unseen slipping into your heart. Every word beats with my heart. Every echo is the footfall of love drawing near. I want you to understand that everything I speak is because you are of great worth. You are not accidental in this life, not a forgotten soul in a sea of faces. You were fashioned with purpose, born to carry light, to bear witness that love never dies. I am not angry with you. I cherish you. I do not demand your perfection. I ask you to be honest with yourself. Look at your wounds, do not fear them, for in them are the marks of my healing hand. Dare to face the darkness within, for only when you dare to look can the light enter. I know your fears, your disappointments, your lost trust, and I am here to change that. I long to teach you that true love never abandons, never falls silent, never arrives too late. It only waits for your heart to open. Therefore, my child, do not fear what lies ahead. However many nights and tempests you pass through, I walk with you. You are never alone in this fight. Every tear you shed, I keep. Every plea you utter, I hear. Every sigh, I understand. I am not far off observing. I am near to share, to sustain, to bear with you. When you are weak, I am strong for you. When you lose your way, I am the compass. When you stumble, I am the arm that lifts you up. Be at peace, my child. However cunning the enemy may be, it cannot outmatch my love. However dense the darkness, it cannot cover the light I set within you. Though the world forgets you, I never will. Though others turn their backs, I will still be there waiting. I will not cease until you return, until your soul finds its rest, until you know that everything I do is only because I love you. And then, my child, you will understand that my warnings were never thunder meant to terrify, but a gentle lullaby to awaken your soul. You will see that every trial was not a punishment, but an opening for your growth. You will know that in each moment you felt abandoned, I stood beside you, waiting for you to notice. So be still for a while, my child. Let your heart settle like waters after the storm. Let your spirit touch the quiet where I dwell. Then you will hear not a voice from without, but the resonance from within, the voice of unfading love, the voice of the Father calling your name through the long night. And when you hear, when you recognize, when you open your heart, every shadow will recede, every chain will fall away, and you will know you are truly loved, truly held, truly free. My child, when I tell you the enemy wants to press you into a mold, I speak not only of visible limits your eyes can see, but of the unseen chains it spins from the sweet threads of compromise and the soft whispers that say just this once. It's fine, everyone does it. It does not come to you with the face of a fiend, but with the smile of a friend you thought you could trust. It does not attack with sword and spear, but with thoughts that slip into your mind until you gradually forget the first fire I kindled within you. Beloved child, remember that when I breathed life into you, I gave you more than breath. I entrusted you with a share of myself, a spark from unending light, a will that does not bow, a spirit able to rise in the night and still behold the dawn. Therefore you must not allow the darkness to define who you are. The enemy always begins with little things, for it knows a fortress does not fall to a single storm but to a small crack left unattended. It plants in you a thought that seems harmless. I only want a quiet life. I don't want to fight anymore. Perhaps I was wrong about that calling. Bit by bit, you will see the flame hidden beneath the ash of weariness and doubt and the words of others that discourage you. But my child, I saw all this before you were born. I knew the battle would come. I knew it would try to seize the identity I etched upon your brow, and so I placed within you a strength greater than every lure, a strength that makes even the enemy tremble when it meets you. Do not think victory arrives only with great deeds. True victory begins in those silent decisions no one sees. A thought you choose to nourish or dismiss, a word you choose to speak or withhold, a feeling you choose to follow or surrender to me. These are all battlegrounds. A single choice, however small, can open the door to light or to shadow. When you say yes to what is not of me, you step outside my shelter and invite darkness into the space meant for me and you alone. But when you say no, even if it costs misunderstanding, rejection, or hurt, heaven rejoices, for you have chosen to stand with truth. That is why I keep urging you to pause, to listen, to pray. The world teaches you to hurry, to seize the chance, to decide before anyone else does. But I teach you that speed is no substitute for wisdom, and action no substitute for guidance. Not every bright road leads to peace. Some paths are strewn with roses, while thorns lie hidden beneath. I do not want fear to stall your steps, but I want you to learn to see with the eyes of my spirit, to hear with the ears of your soul, to feel with the heartbeat of a heart made new. My child, when you ask me, I am not silent. You may not hear it once, but in the stillness I am speaking. My voice is not always thunder. Sometimes it is a breeze passing through your thoughts, a deep calm flooding your confusion, a gentle urging to stop when others press you to move on. I am not far from you. I am within you, in every breath, in every beat, in every moment. You choose to walk in the light. The enemy knows it cannot overpower you openly. It trembles at my name, for that name has been inscribed upon you by redeeming blood. Unable to confront you head on, it must lurk, disguise itself, and drive you to doubt your own heart. It wears you down so you no longer want to pray, sows doubt so you stop believing crowds, your days so you can no longer hear my voice. It does not charge in, it only needs to make you distracted. Do you see? A distracted soul is the easiest soul to overtake. But I, the one who fashioned you, will not leave you alone. I have placed within you my spirit, the one who discerns light from darkness, truth from counterfeit, my voice from a stranger's voice. When you are confused, do not go hunting answers in mere reason. Seek them in the stillness before me. When you feel pressured to decide, remember, my voice never coerces, my voice guides. I am gentle. I do not force you, but I wait for you to return and ask me, that I may show you the path your enemy tries to conceal. You know this. My path is sometimes narrow, sometimes steep, sometimes strewn with stones, yet it is the road that leads to life. I do not promise you will never meet hardship, but I promise I will be there right in the heart of the storm, holding your hand when you think you are about to fall. You do not need to be strong on your own. You only need to know that I am your strength. Rise, my child. Lift your eyes to me, not to the swirl of what is happening around you. Steady your heart, for you were not made to live in fear, but to bear my light in the night. I call you not merely to hear, but to act. Walk by faith, even when you cannot see the whole way ahead. For every step you take with me declares that darkness cannot win. The enemy will try to make you believe you are only a grain of sand in a sea of faces, that your voice cannot change a thing. But I tell you, a single spark is enough to make the dark tremble. A single faithful soul is enough to set heaven in motion. You were born for a purpose greater than you imagine. You are chosen, set apart, and sent. So keep your heart steadfast. Do not let fear decide who you will become. Do not let failures make you forget the promises I have spoken. When the world scorns you, remember I chose you before the foundations of the earth were laid. When you feel alone, remember there is one who always sees you, is always with you, and will never abandon you, not even for a heartbeat. You do not prove your worth by success, but by walking faithfully in the truth. I know you have fallen strayed and felt weak. But hear me, no wound is too deep for my grace to heal. No mistake is too great for my love to cover. You do not need to strain to become flawless. You only need to let me make you whole. The enemy wants your eyes fixed on the past. I want your eyes fixed on me. The enemy reminds you of sin. I remind you of the blood that has washed it away. The enemy says you have lost everything. I say I am making all things new. Awaken, child of light. Step out of the shadows where the enemy whispers its lies. Open your eyes and see you are not a victim, you are more than a conqueror. Not because you are strong, but because I am in you. Not because you know everything, but because you know the one who knows all. Not because you never fear, but because you choose to stand even within fear. You are living proof that my love is stronger than every scheme, stronger than every chain, stronger even than death. And when you rise, all heaven rejoices, for a child has recognized who they are, returned to the light and chosen. My way narrow, though it is yet leading straight to eternal life. My beloved, there are moments in your journey when the winds shift, the tides run against you, and your heart feels as if everything is slipping away. But do not fear, for in every step back, every parting, every empty hour, I am quietly leading you through a deep transformation. You are entering a season of refining, a time when light must be separated from darkness, when the soul learns to release what no longer belongs, so it may shine like gold purified by fire. Do not see this as punishment. I did not come to make you suffer, I came to make you free. There are people, places, and memories you once thought indispensable, but because I love you, I will gently untangle them from your life. I see farther than you. I know what lies in wait. I know the road that leads you to peace and the dead end that drains you. When I close a door, you may feel lonely, yet that is when I am opening a passage no one else can see. Believe that every no of mine is written in love, every delay woven with mercy, and every season of waiting is time I use to prepare something better for you. You have wondered why I lead you through bends full of tears, why I let you wander among nameless crossroads. In those very hours I am teaching you to hear my voice, not the world's. I do not want you to be someone who leans on others alone. I want you to learn to lean on me. Only when you trust me in the dark can you shine in the light. The enemy will try to persuade you that I have abandoned you, that my promises were illusions, that I no longer care, but I have never left. When you weep, I count each tear. When you are weak, I lift you with unseen hands. When others shut doors in your face, I quietly open another narrow but firm to lead you on. Each time you think you are breaking, I am rebuilding you in my image. Each loss becomes the moment I place in your hands something far richer, myself and the life I have planted within you. I know the nights when you collapse, sobbing in a dark room, wondering if anyone understands your loneliness. I was there in your very breath, in that silence. When you could not speak, your heart cried to me, and I heard. Do not think your tears fall in vain. I have kept every drop in the hollow of my hand. They are seeds for a coming harvest of joy. I am setting you apart not to isolate you, but to prepare you. I am calling you out from the crowd because I have a commission no one else can carry. The light I placed in you is too precious to be mixed with the dark. You were not born to blend in. You were born to shine. And for that light to blaze, you must learn to stand alone, to choose me even when it costs you. Do not fear the separation. In that very separation, you will find yourself again in me. Remember, my dear one, how many times you thought it was the end, and I brought forth a beginning. How many times you saw no way through, and I opened a road through the desert. I have done it before, and I will do it again. The hand that held you when you were small is the same hand today. The power that healed you then is still with you now. The love that called your name among thousands still whispers to you every morning. I do not change. My love does not change. My promises stand. You may change, the world may change, but I who began a good work in you will bring it to completion in my glory. Child, I know your heart sometimes trembles when you must leave what is familiar. You fear uncertain steps, paths without a map. Yet it is precisely when every other support falls away that you will see I am the one foundation that cannot be shaken. You will learn that no one can take from you what is yours in me. No one can thwart my plans for your life. When I tell you to stop, it is not an ending, it is a pause to hear the beat of my heart. When I make you wait, it is not neglect, it is the hour I prepare what exceeds your imagining. And when I say go, though the way looks dim, remember I, myself, go before you. I will level the rough places. I will light each step you take. Know this: faith is not the absence of fear, but moving forward while your heart quivers. I do not ask you to be strong in the world's way. I ask you to take my hand and believe I am strong enough for both of us. You will stumble, but I will lift you. You will be bewildered, but I will speak into your soul. Do not fear, I am here. The trials you face are not meant to crush you, but to break the unseen chains that have bound your soul. I am shaping you, teaching you to discern my voice from the voice of deception. For the enemy always tries to mingle light with darkness, to strand you in the gray fog of doubt and compromise. But I, the one who loves you with an everlasting love, will not allow it. I am purifying you so you may reflect my pure light in this darkened world. My child, do not let your heart be shaken by what you lose. Everything I remove has a deeper reason, though you may not yet see it. At times I take away so I can return to you what is truer and more enduring. I take a relationship to teach you a love not built on mere feeling. I take a dream to entrust you with a calling. I take a position to give you your true identity in me. Every loss placed in my hands becomes a seed of miracle. Keep a grateful heart even through tears, for every dry season is the beginning of a new harvest. And when you look back, you will see all I have done is woven with goodness. I do not promise you will never suffer, but I promise you will never be alone in suffering. I do not promise you will always understand, but I promise my light will always be enough for your next step. Keep walking, do not stop. When you are weak, let me be strong for you. When you are weary, lean on my shoulder. When you lose your way, look to me, for I am the compass of your soul. You were not chosen to fade into the crowd, but to be a living witness of my love, a love that calls you out, to bring you in, that prunes to bear fruit, that burns to refine, that asks much in order to give even more. Let your heart melt in my hands, and you will see that everything I do springs from one truth: I love you with an unfading love. Hold this as a truth etched upon your heart. No scheme of the enemy is large enough to dim the plan I have ordained for you. Its craft, however subtle, is dust before my eyes. It may set traps and blanket your way with a heavy fog of lies and doubt, but my light still pierces all of it, opening an escape seen only by those who keep faith. The enemy wants you to believe it is strong, that its darkness covers everything, but child, a single ray of light is enough to tear the night. So do not fear. Do not let your heart quake at what your eyes see, for reality is not confined to sight. It is found in the depths where I dwell. You need not brace yourself by your own strength or steel yourself against the storm. Only stay near me. Lean on me. Let your heart beat in rhythm with mine. When you are close to me, snares unravel, roads open, and the poison-tipped arrows of fear turn to nothing before they can touch you. Understand this: there is a reason your trials rage fiercer than others. You are called to something greater than yourself. Your life is not a string of meaningless days. You are chosen and set in this time, in this generation, like a lamp lit in the thick of night. That light is not only to guide your own steps, but to shine where others have fallen, that broken souls may breathe again. You are called to carry my presence, so that wherever you go, love and peace go with you. You will not merely speak of me. You will help others recognize that I am alive and present through your eyes, your words, and the way you love them. Yet, child, such a calling does not come without cost. Because you bear this purpose, the enemy fights you hard. It knows that if you stand, whole regions will be set free. If you lift your head, thousands will rise. So it strikes at your weakest places, your past, your fears, your guilt, its lies, until you doubt your worth. It wants you to think you are not enough, that you have failed, that you are unworthy. But I say to you, in me, you are enough. You are redeemed by blood, restored by a love without condition. Nothing can separate you from my kindness, neither past nor present nor future. Look back at the battles you have survived. Was I not there? When you thought you could not rise, I upheld you with an unseen hand. When you sank into the pit of despair, I whispered hope into your heart. At times you did not see me yet. That was when I was fighting for you, shielding you from dangers you did not even know. You think yourself weak, but in that very weakness, my strength is made most complete. You do not need to be perfect for me to love you. You only need to be honest and willing for me to work within you. Your calling is not accidental, not a passing thought. It was engraved upon your soul from the moment you were formed. I saw you before you saw the first light of day. In my eyes, you are a work fashioned with clear purpose, to be a bridge between heaven and earth, between hope and despair. You will carry my word where no voice remains. You will stand in the whirlpool so others can find the shore. And understand this as well: difficulties are not signs of failure, but proof that you are on the right road. No one is attacked so fiercely unless they carry something darkness fears. The enemy targets those of value because it fears what you can become. Every tear you shed I see, every sigh I hear, every time you feel you cannot go on, I pour new strength into your spirit. Do not think you walk alone. Every step you take is matched by my footprints beside you. You are called to bring freedom, but you can offer it only when you yourself have tasted it. Thus the shackles you once wore and the wounds you once bore are not meaningless. They become proofs of grace, witnesses that I can turn sorrow into strength and defeat into victory. You will tell others that even in the darkest night there is a light that never goes out, and that light is my life within you. Do not fear if you do not yet see the result. Do not lose heart if darkness still seems to press in. A seed does not sprout in the light. It germinates in the dark, quiet earth. So too I am at work in you, silent, yet certain, so that in due time you will blossom in ways no one expected. You will look back and understand that every drop of sweat, every sleepless night, every collapse, each one was used to build an unshakable strength and trust. Keep walking, even if only a small step, for every step you take in faith is a blow against the darkness. Every prayer you breathe is an unseen weapon. Every time you choose love over resentment, forgiveness over revenge, you open a door for heaven to touch the earth. Do not make light of the power of kindness. It can alter another's destiny. You may not know it, but a single smile, a gentle word, a loving gesture from you can rescue a soul from despair. I know there are moments when you want to give up, when the promise feels too distant. Yet in those very moments, remember, I still hold your hand. Let me lead you through each day and each trial. As you yield, you will see that I not only make a way for you to walk, I make of you the very way by which others find me. Therefore live with courage, not the courage of those who know no fear, but the courage of one who knows there is one greater than every fear. Walk not by the sight of reason, but on the feet of faith. You were not born to be defeated, but to rise, to overcome, to reflect my glory in the midst of life. And as you keep faith, all heaven will stand with you. My child, the road ahead is long, but I have gone before you. Every storm, every wave, every cutting word I have touched and disarmed. So long as you do not leave my embrace, you will never lose your way. Where I am, there is peace. Where you place your trust, there miracles unfold. Remember, light is never afraid of the dark, for it is light that makes the dark vanish. And you, yes, you are that light, kindled from my own heart to shine to the ends of the earth. Beloved child of mine, tonight I see within your heart the tangled beats of worry, the confusions like a thread about to snap in the wind. But listen deeply, and you will feel the warmth of my palm brushing lightly, a presence gentle yet vast as the sea. You were not born into this world by accident. Every breath you take, every heartbeat you live, is written in the symphony I composed from the dawn of time. When you fall, I bend to lift you. When you weep, I mingle my tears with yours and make them morning dew. Do not fear, for every storm that passes leaves a clear sky, and in every breaking, I remain beside you, quiet and steadfast, like an old tree sheltering tender shoots in the gale. You think I am far? No, I am here in the breeze that strokes your hair, in the stars that glitter in the night when you look up, in the faint tremor of your heart when you long to believe. I know that at times you feel lost, as though every path is veiled in mist with no exit and no rest. Yet it is in that very hour, when all around seems to crumble, that you begin to know that true strength lies not outside, but within, where I lit a flame, the first moment you cried into the world. That flame has never gone out. It is only covered in the dust of fear, doubt, and unhealed wounds. Tonight I come to blow that dust away, that you might see the light in your own soul again. Remember that light never dies. If you seek, you will find. And when you do, walk with courage, for though you do not know where the path ends, I am already there, arms open, waiting. Do you hear the call from the depths? It does not come from outside, but from your own soul where I dwell. It is gentle yet mighty, urging you forward, reminding you that you cannot stand forever in the safe ground of fear. Step out though your legs tremble, for I go before you. I know the road that leads to peace, the road that leads to light. I do not promise there will be no suffering, but I promise you will never face it alone. When you collapse, I will stoop to raise you. When you lose faith, I will pour new hope into your heart. Tonight I give you not only clarity, but new eyes to see the good amid the chaos, to recognize the worth of every trial that life permits. Every tear you shed I catch, every whispered prayer I hear. There is no sigh I do not understand, no pain I do not share. You think yourself small, yet in my eyes, you are a wonder. You are a bearer of light, a reflection of myself in human form. So do not belittle yourself before adversity. Do not brand yourself a failure, for the stumbles of today are the stones that pave tomorrow's steady ground. I have seen the snares and known the obstacles, but I have also prepared the way out, a door into freedom and rest, waiting only for your courage to trust and step through. Remember, my child, no night lasts forever. The sun rises every morning, however black the night before. Likewise, the faith within you is the sun of your soul. Though clouds may shroud it, it still abides, awaiting the hour to blaze. You need only believe that all that is happening has a purpose, that every loss is a lesson, every wound a stepping stone toward greater strength and gentleness. I do not wish you to be flawless and unscarred. I desire you to be one who dares to love, to suffer, to rise from the ashes and smile at your own scars. For through those very scars, my light will shine, making you more radiant than ever. Open your heart that my spirit may soak into every vein and every thought. In stillness you will feel my life flow, sweeping away the gray clouds that dim your sight. Tonight I am cleansing you not only from fear, but from the unseen bonds that have held you for years. Let every burden fall. Let the past rest. I do not see you through your faults. I see you through your potential, the pure beauty I placed within you from your first dawn. You need prove nothing. You need only live true to the light I have given. If ever you feel alone in the crowd, remember countless angels surround you. They may not appear, yet they are real in the person you meet, in the smile someone offers you, in the hand that reaches out when you need support. The world is not as cold as you think, for I have sown a shard of light into every heart, and those lights reflect and sustain one another. Be open to receive, for only when you are ready to give do you truly receive. My child, I know you have feared to move because you feared mistakes, losses, wounds. But when you dare to step, though trembling, you begin the journey of release. I will not let you stray, for I walk ahead, lighting each stone beneath your feet. Do not seek perfection in your first steps. Be honest with your heart and walk in love, and I will order the rest. You do not need to know everything, for such knowing only breeds anxiety. Leave that to me. Your part is to keep a pure, heart-open eyes and an unshaken trust. Tonight I pour into you a courage that does not come from muscle, but from a heart that knows how to love, to forgive, to trust. Courage is not the absence of fear, but choosing to walk while afraid. The farther you go, the more you will see that what once worried you was but a mirage, and what truly matters is love, the love you hold for yourself, for others, and for me. For love is the anchor in life's waves, the power that brightens every darkness. You were born of love, nourished in love, and you will return to love. I am not a distant deity. I am the life flowing in you. Each time you breathe, I breathe with you. Each time you love, I love through you. Each time you forgive, I extend my arms. Live as one who knows I am always there, not a far-off sovereign, but a father, a mother, a companion who never departs. When you are weak, lean on me. When you are strong, use that strength to lift others, for this is how you spread my light in the world. Beloved child, rest in peace tonight. Let every anxiety dissolve like mist in the Sunday. Know that I have seen the future, and in that future you are smiling, radiant, free, and full of light. Believe that the steps you take today, however small, are leading you to that day. And when you doubt, whisper softly, I place my trust in you. Then I will answer, I am here, and you will sense it not with eyes or ears, but as a strange and holy peace filling your soul. For that is who I am, the one who was, who is, and who will ever be with you. My child, when you learn to be silent amid the world's noise, when you lift your gaze and listen to the quiet pulse of your soul, you will see that everything I allow carries a deep purpose. At times you must let go so that my hands may grasp you. At times you must accept loss to discern what truly belongs to you. Do not fear the unplanned turnings, for there I am guiding you aright. The river of my spirit within you will never run dry, however barren your heart may feel. It will slip through every crack of your being, watering what was withered, and you will rise again in peace. Then you will know nothing comes to destroy you, but to cleanse you, that you might be refined like gold through fire. There will be hours when you feel so alone it seems heaven and earth have turned away. Yet in that very moment, standing in the desert of your own heart, you will hear my whisper, gentle but steady as the wind's breath. I will set a small lamp in your chest. It will not dazzle, but it will keep you from stumbling in the night. I do not promise a life without storms, but I promise you will never be alone. My hand still shelters you. My eyes still follow each step. Though you journey to the far edge of fear, to the end of your strength, there you will still find me, the one who loves you, with a love without condition. Do not let the world's clamor drown the voice of your soul. Many will tell you that you are not enough, not strong enough, that you should be like them, but remember, I did not make you a copy. You are a one-of-a-kind work in my hands, woven of light and the breath of eternity. Do not compare yourself with anyone, for comparison only makes you forget the beauty I placed within you. Learn to see yourself with my eyes, not through the lens of judgment, but through the gaze of love. Then you will recognize that even the scars of your soul are the witness of a journey I have guarded. Some will pass through your life like a light breeze, bringing brief joy and then fading. Others will come like a storm, wounding you and leaving you broken. Do not resent them, for each one plays a part in my design for you. Those who come teach you to love. Those who leave teach you to release. Those who betray teach you to forgive. Those who hurt you teach you to be strong. Altogether, they help paint the canvas of your life, a picture imperfect yet full of meaning. Only when you receive both light and shadow within yourself will you truly mature in my spirit. You will discover that my peace does not come from everything going smoothly, but from trusting me in the midst of the chaos. That peace is not outer quiet, but inner strength, where your heart knows that though the storm may howl, you are held fast in my arms. Practice living more slowly. Breathe deeply and sense that I am there in your heartbeat, in every breath, even in the tear that falls. I am there, not far away, but very near. Close your eyes and your heart will touch my presence. Do not fear when a door must close, for the door I open for you is always better than the one you would choose. Often you cling to the old for fear of loss, not knowing that I long to place in your hands something new, more beautiful, more complete. Trust, my timing for everything I do is on time. When you sense silence, it is not my absence, but my preparation. When you feel delay, it is not neglect, but my arranging all things to arrive perfect to you. Do not rush after the world. Wait with patience, for flowers that bloom in season are sweeter and endure longer than those forced open in the cold. Do not be ashamed of weakness, for in weakness I fashion strength. Do not be embarrassed to weep, for tears are the language your soul uses to speak with me. Every tear you shed, I remember. Every pain you endure, I sow as seed for a later season of peace. I do not ask you to live perfectly. I ask you to live truthfully, true to your pain, true to your joy, true to who you are. Only then can you fully receive my love. When you are weary, stop and lean on me. Do not try to carry everything alone, for your shoulders were not made to bear the world. Let me be your resting place, your safe harbor when your strength is gone. Hand me the burdens you cannot lift, for I am the one who bears them for you. Then you will feel light again, for I will never blame you for being weak. I ask only that you trust you never have to fight alone. My child, this world may cause you to doubt yourself, but never doubt my love. That love does not change with the seasons, it does not fade with the years, and nothing can separate you from it. Even if you stray from the path, even if you lose your way, I will still seek you. Even if you close your heart, I will patiently knock. Even if you turn your back, I will still stand there and wait. For I know the day will come when you return, and I will open my arms to receive you, as at the beginning. Now, my beloved child, rise. Shake off the dust of the past, cast away the chains that have bound your soul for so long. Step into the light, not by your own strength, but by the power of the Spirit flowing within you. Let faith lead the way, let peace be your armor, let hope become your wings. I am with you yesterday, today, and forever. No one can erase your name from my heart, no power can dim the promise I have made to you. Believe, walk, and live as one who is loved, for that is the deepest truth of your life. If you remember only one thing today, remember this: you belong to me not because you are worthy, but because I have chosen you. And when I choose, I never change my mind. You are mine, held in my hand, engraved upon my heart, called by the very name I have given you. Be at rest, for nothing can take you from this love. Walk on, my child, with your head held high, for you are no longer defined by mistakes or failures, but by the very grace and everlasting love I have placed within you. My beloved, I am your Father, the one who shaped your soul with the breath of life, the one who set within you the rhythm of my own heart. I am your shield, an unbreachable wall, the place where you can hide in the storm and find your peace again. When the world trembles, when the clamor makes truth and falsehood indistinguishable, return to me, for in my gentle voice every fear will melt away. I am your deliverer, not only rescuing you from dangers without, but freeing you from the invisible chains that imprison the soul. Anxieties, painful memories, accusations from your own heart. I have not come to condemn you, but to loose your bonds, to draw you out of darkness and set your feet upon the solid ground of an unfading love. I am your way, the path through the barren desert, the light that illumines each step in the night, the lighthouse upon the storming sea. When you do not know where to turn, Look to me, for I do not merely show the way. I am the way, and where I am, you will never be lost. I am your truth, the unchanging voice, amid the many deceptions of the world. Every word I speak is not to impose upon you, but to lead you back to your truest nature, to light, to hope, to the image of the Creator reflected in you. I do not ask you to become someone else, for you, with all your cracks, your frailty, and your deepest longings, are already a masterpiece in my sight. I am your life, an unfailing spring, the breath in every cell, the cool water in a thirsty wilderness. You were not made merely to endure, but to live abundantly, to live in the fullness I have already given. My child, keep listening. When I speak, I sow seeds of light into your heart. Do not let them blow away like the wind, for each word I speak carries power to transform your whole life. They are not merely sounds, they are lifeblood promise, the very sap of my spirit flowing into your heart. If you will let your heart grow soft, those seeds will rise slowly but steadfastly and will bear fruit of peace, wisdom, and holy strength. You do not need to understand everything. You do not need to wrestle an answer out of every mystery tonight. There are things you will only understand after you have passed through them, when you look back and see that my hand has quietly led you all along. Faith is not seeing all, but trusting the one who holds your hand when your eyes cannot see the road. Trust in me, for I have seen from beginning to end. I have already stood in places you have not yet reached, and I have prepared all you will need when you arrive. What you call coincidence, I call destiny in love. What you call loss, I call the first step of blessing. What you call trial, I see as training that strengthens your soul. Do not fear when you do not understand, for it is in the fog that your faith is refined. Do not lose heart when you cannot feel me, for when you cannot sense me, I am doing my deepest work within you. I have gone ahead of you. You need only walk with me, not running ahead, not falling behind, just following. Safety is not in the destination, but in the one who travels with you. My child, I want you to see yourself as I see you. You are not a victim of circumstance, not the product of your mistakes, not a forgotten face lost in the crowd. You are the work of my glory, woven by grace, shaped by kindness, breathing with the breath of my spirit. Do not look at yourself through the lens of hurt or judgment. Look through my eyes, eyes that see jewels in the ashes, a masterpiece in the shards. You are not as weak as you think, for within you runs the lifeblood of the one who never loses. You are not an accident, for every breath you take is written in my book. You are not forgotten, for your name rests upon my hands. You are not small, for the universe was made that you might know you are loved. You are the vessel of my spirit, the dwelling I have chosen. Within you I have placed the strength that makes the enemy tremble, the light that drives back the darkness. You are a lamp set on a hill, not hidden beneath a basket, but shining for the many who wander to find their way home. You are the voice of hope in a world drowning in cries of despair, the bearer of my warmth in cold places, the river carrying living water to parched ground. When you walk, you carry my presence. When you speak, you carry the power of my word. When you love, you reveal my image to the world. You are my reflection, not flawless but true, not unblemished but radiant. And for this very reason, the darkness tries to press you down, confusion tries to surround you, to make you forget who you are. But listen, child, the darkness cannot define you, for you were born of light. Confusion cannot imprison you, for my truth is the anchor of your soul. When the waves rise, that truth will hold you fast. When night covers the sky, my hand will be your watchman, never sleeping, never turning away, guarding each breath you take. Remember, you need not become strong enough to face everything, for I am your strength. No arrow of the enemy can pierce the shield I have set around you. No scheme of darkness can overturn my eternal purpose. Though you are weak, I am strong. Though you doubt, I am faithful. Though you lose your way, I will seek you. Do not let the noise of the world drown out my voice. Let your heart grow quiet to hear my breath in the wind, my call within your chest. Each time you open your heart, I will speak. Each time you kneel, I will draw near. Each time you believe, even with a tiny spark of hope, I will do great things beyond your understanding. Abide in me, my child, for in me you are safe. In me you are defined. Through me you will live, not merely exist, but truly live in light and truth, in the fullness that only my everlasting love can give. My beloved child, listen closely, for what I say may make your heart tremble, yet within it lies deep grace. I say to you, do not fear letting go. Do not let fear make you clutch what was meant to leave. There are things you call loss, but in my eyes, they are the beginning of transformation, the open space where new favor can pour in. When I ask you to release, it is not because I wish to take, but because I wish to give. When I allow a door to close, it is not to leave you in the dark, but to open another brighter, wider, leading you to a safer place. You see loss, but I see gain. You see endings, but I know they are only preludes to a more beautiful chapter. There are relationships you once thought irreplaceable, yet one day they faded, dissolving like morning mist. Do not cling to what has reached its time to go. Friendships, affections, bonds that seemed forever may only be companions for a season. They come to teach you something, then leave when the lesson is done. Do not call it betrayal or separation. See it as a transfer of grace. For sometimes it is only when you stand alone with no one beside you that you truly hear my voice. You thought loneliness was a punishment, but in truth it is the space I create for your soul to mature, so that the world's noise no longer drowns out the whisper of the Father. There are opportunities you must lay down, doors that look destined, yet I asked you not to enter. In those moments your heart wavers, wondering why I would restrain you when everything appears favorable. But remember, my child, not every open door is mine. Some opportunities arrive early to test your heart, whether you choose the easy way or the way of obedience. And when you choose to heed me, even if it means walking upstream, I see, I know, and I am pleased. The chances you think you lost are what I use to keep you from falling into deeper snares. A door closes today so that tomorrow you may step through the one I have prepared, where there is no more tug of war, where true peace abides, and not the counterfeit of convenience. I will also prune you, my child, like a careful gardener trimming dead branches so the tree may bloom and bear fruit. I cut away what in you no longer carries life. It may be a habit, a thought, a way you respond to pain, something you have long called your true self, but I know you were not made to be bound to these things. I prune so you may grow. I take so you may be filled. I wound so you may be healed. And I know that when you feel the blade you tremble, but do not fear my hand, for it does not harm you. It is shaping you that you may bear a nobler, brighter likeness, more like me. Do not weep over what I remove. Do not resent those I take from your story. Do not regret the seasons now past. Trust that I know what you need and what is only a burden. Trust that my plans never aim to harm you, but to bring you to wholeness. You see a corner of the canvas. I behold the whole. You see the present. I have seen the end. And that ending I have already written in love. If my hand seems firm, remember that my heart is still gentle. If I seem silent, know that I am at work. If the road is rough, trust that it still leads to safety. There will be times when obedience feels lonely. Others will not understand. They will ask why, they will mock. They will say you are too extreme, too soft, too different. But do not be afraid, for that difference is the mark of those who are mine. You were not born to dissolve into the crowd, but to shine among them. You do not live to be accepted, but to delight me. And I see every small choice of faithfulness each time you say no, though your heart still trembles. I see, I know, and I will reward your fidelity, even if no one else on earth takes note. Do not grow weary when you are misunderstood. I will vindicate you at the right time. I will honor you before those who once despised you. But I do not need you to explain yourself, to argue, or to defend. Let me speak for you, for my word is stronger than anything you could say. Your part is obedience, the rest I will take care of. Let your heart be at peace while I act, for when you are still, my power is revealed. I know there are days when you long simply to be understood, acknowledged, to hear someone say you did well. But learn this: human approval is not the proof of truth. Many true things are rejected by the crowd. Many faithful ones are isolated. Many pure hearts are misrepresented. Do not fear, for these very things make you more like me. I too was misunderstood, rejected, and alone. And in that loneliness I loved the world to the end. You do not need to chase applause. Praise can turn in a moment. Today they cheer you. Tomorrow they cast stones. Let your joy be in me, not in them. Only a joy rooted in me cannot be stolen. Do what is right, not to be seen, but because I am watching. Walk on, not because others walk with you, but because I go before you. Trust that I will remember every small sacrifice, every quiet choice, every tear of faithfulness. One day when you look back, you will understand. You will know why I took away, why I preserved, why I delayed, why I was silent. You will see that everything I did led to one end, that you became more like me, stronger, freer. Then you will no longer fear loss, for you will know that in me nothing is truly lost. All you release for my sake, I will return many times, over not in mere material things, but in the peace the world cannot give. Therefore, my child, when I say let go, do not hesitate. When I say stop, do not be dismayed. When I say go, do not look back, for every word I speak holds a portion of my love and my protection. You cannot know it all now, but each step of obedience leads you closer to the blessing I have prepared. And when that day comes, you will smile through tears, realizing that nothing I asked you to surrender failed to be replaced by something better. So my child, let me prune, let me shape, let me lead you through the barren seasons, for it is precisely in those seemingly empty stretches that your roots drive deep, your faith is made firm, and your heart is refined like gold. Trust that every wound I touch will become beautiful, that everything you release will return to you in a better form, and know that when you choose to believe, to obey, to let go, you have already overcome, not others, but yourself, and I, your Father, will smile, because I know my child has grown up in love. My beloved child, in this very moment, as you read these words, I am doing what your eyes cannot yet see, though your spirit can sense it. I am reaching into the deepest places of your soul, where old wounds still bleed, where memories still groan in silence, where you have tried to hide so no one would ever look. I am entering that very place, not to judge, but to heal. For I see the scratches time and people have left on you, the cold words, the turned backs when you needed a hand, the promises that broke halfway, the trust that was used, the shame you thought no one could understand. You once believed you had to be strong enough to forget that if you kept quiet long enough, the wound would mend on its own. But my child, wounds do not disappear by themselves. They only sleep until another pain brushes them, and I know that. In those moments you feel empty, as if everything within you were falling apart. I know the pain of betrayal when the one you trusted is the very one who let you collapse. I know the sting of rejection when you reach out and no one takes your hand. I know disappointment when you placed your whole trust and received silence and distance in return. And I know the shame when you blame yourself, thinking you should have done it differently, that you deserve this. But my child, I do not look at you through the lens of faults or failures, but through the gaze of unchanging love, and the wounds you think are the final period to me are the beginning of healing. The enemy has prowled around those wounds, whispering lies into your mind that you are unworthy of love, that you have been forgotten, that you have no value, that I too have turned my face away. It uses your very pain against you, making memory into chains that bind your soul, saying, if he truly loved you, why did he let that happen? And you believed, you doubted, you felt alone. But today I say to you, I have never left you. I was there in every tear you shed, in every night you sobbed, in every sigh you thought no one heard, still standing guard in quiet watchfulness, waiting for the day you would let me touch the places you fear to open. Now I am sealing those wounds with my own hands. I am pouring healing oil upon them, the oil scented with grace, with peace, with hope reborn. I speak truth over the lies that once imprisoned you. You are not forsaken. You were chosen before the world was formed. You are not abandoned. You are carried in my arms. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being made whole by me, rebuilt from the ruins. You are not too far to return. You are being drawn closer than ever. I do not wait for you to be perfect before I come. I come to make you perfect. My child, do not resist this healing with pride or fear. Let my love seep into every fissure of your soul. Let my light go deeper than the pain you have kept hidden. Let my voice resound louder than the memories of the past. You do not need to understand all my ways. You only need to open your heart, for healing does not happen in the noise, but in the stillness where you cease trying to control and allow me to do what you cannot. When you stop clinging to the pain, your hands will have room to receive grace. Do not fear the future, my child, for I am already there. Before a new day begins, I have walked it, set your footsteps upon it, prepared pathways of peace. Do not fear tomorrow, for it lies in my hands, the hands that lifted you when you stumbled, that wiped your tears when you were spent, and that now lead you through the night season. Do not fear. The unknown, for nothing is strange to me. Every corner of your future lies within the sight of the one who creates. When you are afraid, remember, I am not watching from afar. I am in the very heart of the storm with you. The enemy sows in you a restlessness about what has not yet happened, paints tragedies in your imagination, inflates your fears, and robs you of the present where I am. But I say to you, nothing happens outside my power. Everything I permit bears a deep meaning that you understand only as you walk through it. I do not promise you will never face trials, but I promise the trial will not destroy you. It will become the rich soil where your faith takes root, the refining fire that makes your soul shine brighter. You are surrounded by my presence like a child in a mother's arms, sheltered from the storm. You are watched over day by day, hour by hour, with not a single moment when my eyes turn away. You are loved not because you have earned it, but because I am love. When you step into tomorrow, you do not step alone. My shadow covers you. My breath guides your way. And when you face the decision, I have warned you about a decision that can reshape the course of your life. You will not face it in weakness. For my spirit will give you strength to overcome fear. My wisdom will illumine your sight, discern what is true, and my hand will lead you step by step, never letting go. My child, I know you are weary. At times you wonder whether it is worth believing still, whether any hope remains after such losses. But I say to you, believe once more, for right where you think there is nothing left, I am bringing forth the new. I am turning mourning into joy, ashes into a crown, despair into praise. You do not need to see it all in order to believe. You need only believe, and then you will see. Every tear you shed is a seed I use to germinate a new joy. Rise up, child of light, for my healing is not mere bandaging, it is rebirth. I do not only mend what is broken, I make it stronger than before. I do not merely erase the scar, I turn it into a testimony of triumph. One day when you look back, you will understand every wound was a place where I touched you, and those very wounds, rather than shaming you, will become bright jewels, witnesses to my faithfulness to the power of love that outlasts every pain. My dear child, do not fear being weak before me. It is in weakness that my power is made complete. Let your heart grow soft, let your tears fall, that I may touch the place reason cannot reach. For I do not only desire to heal the body, but to heal the soul. I want to lift the burden you have carried for too long, to place within you a peace the world cannot give. Believe that I am at work, even when you do not yet see it, that I am turning everything for your good, that I who began a good work in you will bring it to glorious completion. You are loved, kept, called by name, restored. And today I speak to you. Let me heal you. Let me love you fully. Let me do a new thing in you. For from the ashes of the past, I will raise a new person, no longer bound by fear, no longer trembling in doubt, but standing firm in life with light. In your eyes and peace in your heart, you are a masterpiece of grace, proof that no wound is too deep for my love, and no soul too far to return. My child, when you learn obedience, it is not merely bowing to a command. It is opening your heart to receive a sky full of blessings I have prepared from the beginning. Obedience is not a chain, but the key that unlocks the treasury of grace, not a loss, but the doorway into freedom. You will see the doors of your life of favor, of wisdom, of peace, of influence, of protection swing open as you choose to trust and yield to me. They are not traps laid for your stumbling, but doors that hold the answers you have pleaded for in your quietest hours. I have heard every word, every sigh you feared had dissolved into the wind, and now everything you long for waits for you on the far side of obedience. When you say yes in the night, you are aligning your steps with the path I have set. When you refuse temptation, you step out of the snare and into the field of blessing. When you dare to say no to what is counterfeit, you are making room for truth to dwell. When you close the wrong doors, I, myself, will open the right one. Do not fear the closing, for there the beginning of the new is hidden. Each time you choose obedience, you lose nothing. You are simply moving out of shadow into light. I see you, I see your heart wrestling the hesitation, as you must release. Yet I also see the seed of trust sprouting in your chest, and that very seed, watered by obedience, will grow into the tree of life. My beloved child, pause for a moment amid the clamor of this world and breathe deeply. Breathe in my peace, a peace not born of silence, but of my presence within you. Breathe in my courage, a courage that does not need to shout, but only to stand firm and quiet. Breathe in my love, a love that does not judge, does not measure, does not change. And then exhale every fear, anxiety, and shame the world has strapped onto you. Here in my presence you are safe. Here you are known, you are heard. You are fully loved. Nothing can touch you, for you are beneath the shadow of my wings. Under those wings no arrow finds you, no curse can cling to you. My precious blood speaks a better word than every verdict, covering you and declaring you are mine. My covenant signed with my very life shelters you. My angels stand watch where you walk. My spirit strengthens you to stand. You need not strive alone, you need only remain in me, and every other power will fade. But tonight I do more than warn, I equip. I do more than steer you from evil, I make you strong to overcome. I give you discernment to see through what hides beneath a polished surface. I give you courage to say no, though the whole world says yes. I give you clarity to keep you from blindly chasing the noise of the crowd. I give you wisdom to choose the right way among 1,000 roads. I give you strength to rise when you fall, to advance when you are tired, and I give you boldness to fear neither darkness nor trial, for my light is within you. Then you will see you no longer walk in fog as before. At every fork you will sense the gentle warning of my spirit. At every invitation you will perceive what is true and what is false. You will see the snare before you step, feel the boundary between truth and deceit before your hand reaches out. You will learn that peace is the language I use to confirm the right path, and turmoil the reminder that you are drifting. When you quiet your heart, you will hear my whisper, not loud, not hurried, but enough to guide you each step. You will stand firm, unshaken by opinion, unmoved by fear, for when you place your trust in me, your roots sink into solid rock. Though the winds blow, you will not fall. Though pressures surround you, you will not unravel. I have placed within you a strength nothing can shake, for it is my very strength. You will learn to be at peace in the storm, brave in danger, and still amid the world's clamor. Not because you are strong enough, but because I am in you, and I am peace, I am strength, I am life. My dear one, I know the night is long and the road ahead hard, but remember, no night lasts forever, for the dawn I have appointed for you is drawing near. Keep obeying, even when you do not yet understand. Each step of obedience brings you closer to the promise. I am working in quiet, clearing the path, opening the way, arranging all things for your good. Trust me not merely with your mind, but with your heart, for the heart that listens to my voice will never lose its way. And then when you look back, you will marvel everything you thought was loss proves to be grace. Everything you thought was an ending becomes a new beginning. The doors I open do not lead you into a maze, but into fullness. The door of favor opens for you to receive what you do not deserve. The door of wisdom opens for you to see my will. The door of peace opens for you to rest in my arms. The door of influence opens for you to be light to others. And the door of protection always closes behind you, keeping you from harm. My child, be at rest. Obedience does not make you small, it makes you noble. When you yield to my will, you do not lose authority. You step into true power, the power born of absolute trust. Let your breath move with mine. Let your steps keep time with heaven's call. For you are no longer a lost child. You are chosen, loved, sheltered. And tonight I call your name once more in the hush of earth and sky, that you may know I am still here, still loving, still leading, still fulfilling every promise. Stand firm, for you are not alone. I am with you today, tomorrow, and forever. My beloved child, now that all has been said, I seal this word with a promise bearing the power of my very breath. If tonight, amid the silence and the dark, you choose to obey me, rather than the clamor of fear, tomorrow you will see my hand. Move in your life, not as a mirage, but with unmistakable signs, with things only I can do. When you yield, heaven itself will open what seemed hopeless, will be rearranged, doors once shut will swing wide, and what the enemy fashioned to harm you will become evidence of my goodness. If you dare to walk in the direction I show, even before you see the whole road, you will watch the snare shatter before your eyes, see the chains that bound your soul fall away, and layered darkness shrink before my light. When you place your full trust in what your eyes cannot yet behold, you will recognize that I have prepared everything for you long ago, every piece, every way out, every person, every moment arranged by me to bring you into safety and into the wholeness your heart has always sought. My child, I do not say this to soothe you, but to attest the truth. I am the faithful one, and every word I speak stands firm as surely as the sun rises each morning. I do not make empty promises, nor do I change with circumstance or time. Once my word goes forth, it does not return without bearing fruit. You may forget, you may doubt, but I never forget. In every breath you take, in every night you weep, I stand there guarding your soul like a father who never takes his eyes off his little one sleeping in peace. I am the true one amid a world of falsehood. My word is an unshakable foundation. When everything around you collapses, you can still stand if you hold fast to my word. Engrave this upon your heart. I am not a distant being seated far above, but your Father, the one who knows each anxiety in your heart and every thought before it reaches your lips. I am the one ever near, ever listening, ever touching. When you tremble in the storm, I am the rampart that surrounds you. When you go astray, I am the gentle voice that calls you home. When you fall to the ground, I am the hands that lift you up, dry your tears, and set you back on the path. You are not an orphan, not abandoned, not forgotten, for I am here, your defender, still your shield against every assault, the impregnable stronghold no force can pierce. Do not fear the days ahead, for I am the one who leads you. Not a single step you take is random, not a single turning meaningless. I go before you, lighting each footfall, and even when you think you are lost, it is I who guide you through necessary bends to train your faith and shape your heart after my desire. You think you are slow, but in truth I am aligning your time with my appointed season. You think you are losing, but in truth I am pruning what hinders you from seeing the greater thing. Every byway you tread is part of my plan, a plan without error, without delay, always ordered toward your highest good. And when you are weak, when you feel hemmed in by the darkness, remember that I am your deliverer. There is no abyss I cannot reach, no chain I cannot break. The prisons of your mind, the wounds within your heart, the failures you deem unforgivable, I can turn them into doors of healing. I do not only rescue you from trouble, I rescue you from the fear within, from the lying voice that says you are not enough, that you are unworthy. I draw you out of that mire, set your feet upon a solid rock, and place within your mouth a new song, the song of freedom, of gratitude, of triumph. My child, mark this well, I am not a concept, not a hazy image. I am your God, not merely the God of the universe, but your own. I know your name, I know every hair upon your head. I know even the dreams you have not dared to speak. I am the source, the breath, all that you need. When you hunger, I am the bread of life. When you are dry, I am the ever-flowing stream that never runs out. When you are adrift in an uncertain world, I am the one unchanging way. Nothing can separate you from me, for the love I bear you does not depend on deeds or merit, but upon my very nature, a love, unchanging, unfading, undimmed by time or sin. Therefore, as you sit in tonight's stillness, do not let your heart be agitated by worry. Let your heart rest in mine. Lay down every burden and believe that I am at work even when you do not yet see it. At times you think I am silent, but within that silence I am weaving wonders. You suppose all has stalled, but I am arranging every detail so that at the appointed moment you will behold my goodness blaze like dawn, dispersing the long night. Do not panic, do not doubt, for I have never failed a promise. All I pledge, I will fulfill. Every word I speak, I will keep. And every tear you shed for my sake, I will turn into overflowing joy. Tomorrow, when you open your eyes, you will see my traces everywhere in the first light, touching your face in the gentle breath of morning, in each person you meet, in every step you take. You will know that my hand was there, attending to the smallest details, that you might understand you are never left behind. You will recognize that what I speak tonight is not mere comfort, but a pledge with the power to restore, deliver, and transform. You will behold what I have prepared, not only what you hoped for, but what surpasses all you asked and all you imagined. And when that day comes, you will doubt no more. You will know truly that I am the faithful one, the true one, the one who promised and brought it to completion. You will call me Father not only with your lips, but with a heart that has tasted my love. You will see me not only as protector, but as the companion who never leaves. Not only as guide, but as the torch that shines through every night. Not only as deliverer, but as the one who makes you a living witness to my power and grace. Deep within you will know that I, your God, have ever been there, holding your hand, leading you through every season and never letting go. My child, tonight, as the wind gently stirs the window, as your soul grows quiet in the hush of darkness, I want you to sit close, your eyes breathe deeply, and feel my breath resting around you. Nothing in this night is accidental. Every waking minute, every beat of your heart, every passing thought rests within my embrace. I know you are weary, that you have fought for so long, straining to hold a flicker of light amid life's storm. But pause just for a moment and hear my whisper in your heart, beloved child, you are not alone. I am still here. When you tremble with fear, I stand at your side. When you fall from weakness, my shoulder bears you up. When you lose your way, I am the compass that leads you home. You do not fight alone for every battle you face. I have stood there before you, and the victory was won before you began. I know you have often asked, why must I pass through all this? Why must I suffer so much? But my child, what I allow is never meaningless. Every trial is a lesson, every tear, a seed of strength, every stumble, an invitation back into my grace. At times I let you walk the desert, not because I have forsaken you, but because there in the desert you can hear my voice more clearly, a voice soft as the wind, not to threaten but to embrace. If you had never been empty, how would you recognize fullness? If you had never been lonely, how would you value presence? If you had never been disappointed, how would you know the depth of my faithfulness? It is precisely in these lacks that I reveal myself to you. Do not rush to blame life or resent fate, for all that is unfolding is part of my design, a design woven with wisdom beyond human grasp. You may now see only scattered pieces, but I behold the whole picture. You may face a dead end, but I am opening a way where you could never expect. You see limits, I see potential. You see pain, I see transformation. Therefore, do not let your eyes dictate your faith. Let your faith give sight to your eyes. I have chosen you not because you are flawless, but because you are willing. I do not need you to be strong like others. I ask that you keep a tender heart that listens. Know this, the world is full of the gifted, but I entrust authority to those with a heart that obeys. You are such a one, the one I call, the one I trust to carry light into darkness, to speak hope into places long desolate with despair. You are an instrument, a lyre I long to play, to sound a melody of love amid the world's cacophony. But for that lyre to ring pure, it must be tuned. And sometimes my tuning pains you, stretching you to what feels like a breaking point. Yet, my child, through that very process, your life's music grows harmonious with heaven's rhythm. Without discipline, you would remain a silent piece of wood. Through trials, I am refining you, so that each breath, each deed, each word bears my imprint. You will no longer speak with the world's tongue, but with the language of love. You will act not from impulse, but from calling. My child, I know there are times you feel you are moving against the current, as if the whole world were set against you, but do not fear. A river makes its sound when it meets the rock, and resistance is precisely what gives it strength. So it is with you. The collisions, the misunderstandings, the failures do not come to destroy, but to awaken a power you never knew you had. Each time you rise after a fall, you show heaven and earth that my grace is alive within you. And do not fear weakness, for in your weakness my power is made perfect. I see you weep in secret. I see you force a smile through the pain, and I want you to know not one of your tears falls without my remembrance. Each tear is a precious gem set into the crown I am preparing for you. When you endure for love, when you forgive, though wounded, when you choose to believe, though all seems against you, then you shine in my eyes more brightly than ever. It is not grand victories that delight me most, but your quiet faithfulness in the simplest things. Know this, my grace is not only forgiveness, but the strength that lifts you each time you fall. It is a river that never runs dry, ever flowing into the arid places of your soul. When you say I cannot, I say I can. When you say I am unworthy, I say, for this very reason I chose you. When you say I am weak, I reply, my grace is sufficient for you. Only abide in me, as a branch clings to the vine. You need not strain to bear fruit, for I myself will make you fruitful. I want you to understand that my promises are never late. Sometimes I delay not because I forget, but because I am preparing you to receive the greater thing. You may ask for a small shower while I am preparing a river. You may long for a door to open while I am building an entire road. You may think I am silent while behind the veil I am at work arranging each detail so that when the time comes, all is perfect. Be patient. My child, for what comes from me always arrives on time, not early, not late, but precisely when it will most bless your soul. Learn to see life through. My eyes, where others see an ending, I see a beginning. Where others see desolation, I see soil made ready for resurrection. Remember, a seed blooms only after it has been buried in the dark earth. So too I am hiding you for a season to ready you for a great harvest. Do not lose heart when you see no results, for the roots are growing deeper than ever. When the winds arise, the tree with the deepest roots stands firmest. And you, yes, you are being tended by me to become a great tree whose shade shelters many. The day will come when you look back and see that every sorrow, every loss, every sleepless night was a stone in the palace of peace you now enter. You will understand that without the night, you would never have valued the dawn. Without those who wounded you, you would not have learned to love more deeply. Without abandonment, you would not have felt the hand that always remained. Then you will smile not because all is perfect, but because you know that in all things I am still good. Know that I have never ceased loving you, never ceased believing in you. However many times you fail, I wait. However far you turn away, my arms remain open. However much you lose yourself, I still know who you are. You are not defined by your mistakes, but by my love for you, and that love cannot be altered. It is the cord that binds my heart to yours, a cord that time, distance, or sin cannot sever. Rise then in that grace. Lift up your head, for you are no longer bound in fear, but an heir of the kingdom of light. You bear my life within you, the life of victory, of mercy, of eternity. Do not let anyone or anything cause you to forget this. When you say I am weak, remember that. My strength is at work in you. When you see no way through, remember I am the way. When you feel lost, remember I am the truth. When you feel withered, remember I am the life. And now, in this quiet night, I place in your hands a promise that will not fade. If you will keep believing, keep walking, keep a faithful heart, you will see wonders unfold. The heavens will move, the sea will draw back, the mountains will shift, all so that my promise to you may stand fulfilled. You will see that I am not only Father, but companion, defender, wellspring, and light for your path. And one day when you look back, you will whisper through your tears, it is true. You are the faithful one. You promised, and you have done it. My child, rest tonight in peace, for I have covered you with my arm. In the morning, when the light of dawn touches your face, you will realize that my hand has never departed. You will see what I have prepared, not merely an outward miracle, but a deep transformation within your soul. And from that moment, you will know that you belong to me forever. Me, the faithful and true, your Father, your protector, guide, deliverer, and your God who never breaks his promises. Now offer to me the supplication of your heart with all your faith, your sincerity, and the very breath of your soul. Let every word you speak be not mere sound, but the heartbeat of gratitude and love, that your petitions may rise like incense in the sanctuary of light. Almighty God, I bow before you, the one who has touched my heart with a tender hand and limitless power. Grant me the courage to walk through the crossroads of life without fear. When darkness closes in, shine your light upon the path I take. When I am weak, teach me to lean on your strength. When I am bewildered, let me hear the call of your Spirit in the depths of my being. I long to live each day in the assurance that not a single tear I shed falls without your care, and not a single pain lies beyond your knowing. Turn every trial into a lesson and every breaking into an opportunity for me to grow in love and faith. Loving Father, I offer to you even my fragile moments and my unfulfilled dreams. I know you do not require perfection of me, only honesty. Cleanse from within me every confusion and resentment, that my heart may be light and clear enough to recognize the upholding of your hand. When I must choose between the easy road and the righteous one, grant me the courage to choose what is right, even at a cost. When I am wounded, teach me to forgive. When I am loved, teach me to share. Father, I desire to be a small instrument in your hands to carry peace into the world, just as the peace you have sown within my soul. Lord, the source of my life, I bow in thanksgiving for each moment lived in the breath of love. I thank you for the trials that have matured me and for the tears that have softened my heart. I give thanks that you never abandon me despite my weakness, and that you still call my name with tenderness when I lose my way. Grant that I may live worthy of this love by loving and serving without ceasing, God of every blessing. I thank you for giving me light to see the way through the night, and for giving me strength when I thought I would collapse. I am grateful that you not only hear my prayers, but also provide what I need before I speak. Your love is like a cool spring, soothing my parched soul. Engrave deep gratitude upon my heart, and teach me to share that love with everyone I meet. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we can build a strong community of faith.